Meek Mills. Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, my man, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. This Hollywood, whereas that he's dressing the same, he dressing like Diddy, hugged up with Diddy. I think that Lil Rod know a lot of but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, but listen, those are what, you know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something, get you. These guys never set out to do all this. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy. But he put himself in that position.
Let me tell you about the tea that's spilling all over the hip-hop world right now. Meek Mill just dropped a bombshell that's got everyone's jaws on the floor. The streets are saying he nearly became Diddy's concubine. Can you believe it? This ain't just some regular gossip. We're talking about two of the biggest names in the game and a situation that could have changed everything. Meek Mill was facing a choice that had his whole career hanging in the balance. One wrong move and he could have been trapped in a world he never asked for. But here's the real kicker. How did Meek manage to escape this wild situation, and what does this mean for Diddy's reputation in the industry? The tea is piping hot, and we're about to dive into all the juicy details.
You ever heard of Gene Deal?
Yep, interviewed him.
Okay,
Yep.
so like Gene, like 14 years older than me, 15 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he was a probation officer. So he operated a little bit different. I was in the street full time, bro. You feel me? Like, I was outside in the field. So like, you know, you would hear Gene say when they got a threat on their life, Diddy told him, I'm not trying to hear that shit, Gene. Because it's your job to be gangster. It's your job to get wild with people. That's what you're getting paid for. So when you see people like that coming out, it's because they know for a fact, like, it's things that's going on they don't agree with, but they not man enough to say, you know what, I'm not standing for this. So a lot of love me because if I see some guys doing something crazy to a female, hold on, boy, not in front of me. So that'll lead me to get like, oh, we ain't gonna hire him no more because he's not gonna allow this. So that's how like I ended up, like whenever Imana called me, I'm immediately coming because like he not on this strange shit y'all on. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, if I don't want to say his name. I'm still on the contract with him. Let me be careful here. Let me be careful here, man. Let me be careful, cause that stuff about Diddy real, bro.
What do you think about the Meek Mill accusations?
Okay. Now, you know, I used to bodyguard Rocky Fresh, who was signed to Rose.
Yep.
All right.
Before we spill all the tea on Meek's escape, we got to talk about the man behind this whole mess, Diddy. Now, if you've been living under a rock, let me catch you up real quick. Diddy ain't just some regular player in the game. He's like the king of the hip-hop chessboard, moving pieces left and right. This man's been running the show for decades, and when Diddy talks, people listen. He's got his fingers in every pie, music, fashion, vodka, you name it. But with all that power comes some real shady business. The streets have been whispering about Diddy's, let's call them, unconventional methods for a minute now. You see, in Diddy's world, it ain't just about making hits. It's about loyalty, favors, and keeping certain folks real close. And when I say close, I mean close. That's where this whole concubine business comes in. Now, before you go thinking we're talking about some ancient Chinese emperor situation, let me break it down for you. In Diddy's circle, a concubine ain't just some side piece. We're talking about someone who's always there, day and night, catering to every whim and fancy. It's like being a personal assistant, a friend, and well, let's just say, a very close companion, all rolled into one. And honey, it ain't always by choice.
Meek said he wouldn't do a song with Rocky because Rocky wasn't street. Right. So, little things that take place, and people will expect certain things out of him. But now, with some of this stuff's coming out, if you look at his body of work, it's been strange things in his history. So then, you go on this Twitter page, you click on his likes, bro. You see things that he's liking. That's questionable. Would you come up in here with a matching shirt with me?
Hell no.
Hell no. Ace, would you pop out with a matching shirt with me, bro? Styles, put that on something. You gonna pop out with? No, boy, it's not going like that, bro. Would you let me call you daddy?
Hell no.
No, bro. I've been saying this for years. I say, man, these boys strange, bro. The things they into is strange. I've seen so much. I've seen a lot, bro. So like with him, look how he responded to the situation. Not one time did he come out and say these things are a lie. Did you see that?
Yep.
He didn't say that.
He didn't deny it.
No, he didn't deny nothing. Because if he deny it, what's finna come out? Footage.
The industry's been buzzing with stories about young artists getting caught up in Diddy's web. One minute they're dreaming of hit records, and the next they're stuck playing butler and God knows what else at Diddy's mansion. It's a trade-off, you feel me? You get the connections, the exposure, maybe even a track or two, but at what cost? Now, I ain't saying Diddy's out here forcing nobody, but when you're young, hungry, and desperate for that big break, sometimes you might do things you ain't proud of. And Diddy, well, he knows exactly how to spot that hunger and use it to his advantage. But here's the thing. These ain't just random rumors. We've had artists dropping hints for years. Remember when Cutie tweeted about the weirdos and creepy people in the industry? Or when Norca straight up said on his podcast that Diddy likes to redacted. The writing's been on the wall. So when we hear about Meek Mill almost getting caught up in this mess, it ain't no surprise. Diddy's reputation for these kinds of arrangements is as much a part of his legacy as his hit records, and that's saying something. But don't get it twisted, this ain't just about Diddy. It's about a whole system that lets powerful men take advantage of young talent. It's about the price of fame and what some folks are willing to do to get it. And most of all, it's about the secrets that keep the music industry spinning.
So you think Diddy has footage on Meek?
For sure. He got cameras through his whole crib. Every millionaire, billionaire I've been around, bro, they got, so I know what's going on. So if I go into the bathroom, I'm gonna cut the lights off, cut the flash on my phone, and look at the mirrors. If it's got that little hollow circle at the bottom, there's cameras in there. They're gonna be all through the crib. That's why most times I'm gonna chill in the car. Call me, text me if it's getting dangerous. I'm coming in demonstrating. Point blank, period. This the facts, bro. I've been saying it for years, bro. It's for years. That's why I stopped just going by myself. Because I be having my own money. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can't just tell me anything. So I'm like, okay, me and phone, I'm pulling up here. I'm not going to pay for all your friends. The guys got cheese. We go to the club. We're going to buy our own bottles. We're going to stand right here and make sure don't nothing happen. But when it comes to that camera stuff, people not denying it because they know they was there.
Now, before we get into how Meek dodged Diddy's little arrangement, we got to talk about how our boy even got on Diddy's radar in the first place. Let me tell you, Meek Mill didn't just pop up out of nowhere. This Philly boy had to grind his way to the top, and it wasn't an easy ride. Remember when Meek was just another kid spitting bars on the corner? Those days are long gone. He went from battling in the streets to dropping mixtapes faster than you can say, Maybach music. But here's the tea, it wasn't just Meek's flow that got him noticed. Nah, it was his hustle. This man was out here networking like his life depended on it. And in this industry, it kind of did. Meek was shaking hands, making connections, and getting his name out there any way he could. Now you might be wondering, how did Meek end up on Diddy's radar? Well, honey, in this game, it's all about who you know. And Meek, he knew everybody from Rick Ross to Jay-Z. Meek was rubbing elbows with the biggest names in the biz. But let's not forget, success in hip-hop ain't just about the music. It's about the whole package, and Meek had it all. The look, the style, the swagger. Everything that catches Diddy's eye. Because you know Diddy ain't just looking for talent, he's looking for someone who can be molded into a star.
So, when the Lil Rod lawsuit came out and there's the gay allegations about Meek Mill as well as Usher, but Meek Mill was the one that got real upset. He said, I'm not gay. Like, he's everyone stop asking me if I'm gay. I'm not gay. And then you went in and then he essentially threatened to kill you.
So essentially what happened is we've been, I do long live streams. I'm streaming for like 5-6 hours. Like,
Right.
When these things are happening, we're not just giving quick takes. Like, I'm going, like even today, I bought the Christian Combs document, like the entire lawsuit. We're reading it word for word. We want to see because a lot of times on these sites, I've always said, like, I kind of pride myself on trying to go the extra mile. A lot of people just go to, like, say, I don't know, Rolling Stones or Variety, and they see a summary of what's in a lawsuit, and they regurgitate it and even make it even smaller, and they put that out.
Yeah.
Well, I got time, and people want deep dives, no Diddy. And we got a lawsuit. So the Lil Rod lawsuit we got.
Yeah, I read through the whole thing.
And it didn't mention Meek by name, but there was a
Said
footnote.
a Philly rapper who used to
redacted
date
the name.
Nicki Minaj.
It was like a Jeopardy question.
Duh, who
Yeah.
is that? There could only be one person on the planet. Unless
So-
there's a Philly rapper that also dated Nicki that no one knows about, it's obviously Meek Mill.
So essentially, I reacted to, like, I literally found out on stream, like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, no way Meek Mill was in these freak-offs. Like, I know we've seen the video in the pool and the matching outfits, but no, Meek is like the toughest, biggest gangster. Like, he's like a killer. Like, no way he's like getting, bent over by Diddy, the diddler. So I reacted like, I'm not even believing it. That reaction went viral. And the next day, Meek, as I said, he's a special type of stupid, as 50 would say. He's seen me reacting to it and thought I made it up.
Picture this, Meek's star is on the rise. He's got hit tracks, he's performing at all the hot spots, and he's the talk of the town. Where do you think he'd end up? At one of Diddy's famous parties, of course. And those parties aren't just for fun. They're where deals are made, careers are launched, and sometimes where things get a little messy. Now, I'm not saying Meek was looking to get caught up in Diddy's web, but when you're young, hungry, and looking to make it big, sometimes you find yourself in situations you never expected. And that's exactly where Meek found himself. Imagine being in a room full of the biggest names in music. The champagne's flowing, the music's pumping, and everyone's having a good time. Then Diddy walks in. All eyes are on him, and suddenly his eyes are on you. That's the moment Meek probably realized he was in deeper than he ever planned to be. But here's the thing about Meek, he ain't no fool. He knew the game and he knew the players. So when Diddy started showing a little extra interest, Meek knew exactly what was up. And that's where our story really gets juicy. See, Meek had a choice to make. Does he play along with Diddy's little game and potentially fast-track his career? Or does he risk it all by saying no to one of the most powerful men in the industry? It's the kind of decision that can make or break a career.
So he's like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do to academics when I catch him? Now, previously me and Meek had a truce. Through
But
20
I
Savage.
remember, because I remember the last couple of times I brought his name, and you're like, hey, listen, me and Meek are cool right now. I don't want to take these shots at him.
We had a truce, but Meek and him being so dense and being so dumb, he actually thought that I made up the lawsuit. And by the way, even after he started threatening me, and I said, I didn't make it up. I said, just clear up whatever it is, but I didn't make it up. You know what he said? This is clearly AI generated. I'm like, yo, Meek, Meek is so dumb he couldn't even spell AI. Like, how the hell you know this is AI generated? Bro, this is an actual lawsuit. I'm showing him, like, look, it's filed in federal court.
Right.
Nah, this
Here's
is lies.
the PDF file.
Exactly. So
The PDF's AI.
Yeah, so he basically starts, he says, you know what, man? He's like, yo, he starts going like off the deep end. He hasn't even cleared up the rumors yet. Like, rather than saying, hey, this is lies, I'm gonna have my attorney, deal with any salacious lies spreading about me like a normal entertainer would. I am not gay or whatever the case is, or I've never been in any sexual situation with Diddy. He says, I'm gonna kill you academics, and what I'm gonna do is, he says, first things first, he says, someone send me academics address.
Right. He said, I'll die to shut you down.
Yeah, then he says, I'm going to die to do it. Then it was
Which is crazy. Which is a crazy thing to say. Meek cut it out. You're not gonna die to shut down academics. You're a multimillionaire with a great career and kids. Cut it out. Yeah, grow up.
Meek literally then tweeted out a couple tweets after. He said, well, the governor just called me. And I was just like, this makes like, wait, you're planning a murder online. And the governor calls you to talk you out of it? Like, also, the reason why him and the governor are in cahoots is primarily because he's the guy that they kind of taunt around for prison reform.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yo,
So the whole he's like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do to academics when I catch him? Now, previously, me and Meek had a truce through, I remember. Because I remember the last couple of times I brought his name up, you're like, hey, listen, me and Meek are cool right now. I don't take any shots at him. We had a truce. But Meek, being so dense and so dumb, he actually thought that I made up the lawsuit. And by the way, even after he started threatening me, I told him I didn't make it up. Just clear up whatever it is, but I didn't make it up. You know what he said? This is clearly AI generated. I'm like, Meek, Meek is so dumb. He couldn't even spell AI. Like, how the hell do you know this is AI generated? Bro, this is an actual lawsuit. I'm showing him like, look, it's filed in federal court. Here's the PDF file. So he basically starts, he says, you know what, man? He's like, yo, he starts going off the deep end. He hasn't even cleared up the rumors yet. Rather than saying, hey, this is lies, I'm going to have my attorney deal with any salacious lies spreading about me, like a normal entertainer would. I am not gay, or whatever the case is, or I've never been in any sexual situation with Diddy, he says. I'm going to kill you, academics. And what I'm going to do is, he says, first things first, someone send me academics address. He said, I'll die to shut you down. Then he says, I'm going to die to do it. Which is a crazy thing to say. Meek, cut it out. You're not going to die to shut down academics. You're a multimillionaire with a great career and kids. Cut it out. Grow up, Meek. Literally, Mendy tweeted out a couple of tweets after he said, well, the governor just called me. And I was just like, this makes, like, wait, you're planning a murder online and the governor calls you to talk you out of it? Like, also the reason why him and the governor are in cahoots is primarily because he's the guy that they kind of tour around for prison reform. Okay. And he's like, yo, I'm going to. He's like, I'm down to. And let me tell you, the way Meek handled it is going to have people talking for years. But get to that tea in a minute. For now, just know that Meek Mill's rise to fame wasn't just about his music. It was about navigating a world full of sharks and somehow managing to come out on top. Let me tell you about the moment that could have changed everything for Meek Mill.
Because you missed this. Meek Mills. Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because, first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J. They had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood, whereas that he's dressing like, he dressing the same, he dressing like Diddy, hugged up with Diddy. I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos.
So what exactly did Diddy offer? It ain't the kind of thing you put in writing, if you know what I mean. But let's just say it involved Meek spending a lot more quality time with Diddy. We're talking late nights, private trips, always being on call. In exchange, Diddy was offering to take Meek's career to the next level. Hit tracks, big name collabs, the works. Now, you might be thinking, that don't sound so bad. But honey, this ain't just about making music. The streets are whispering that Diddy's offer came with some, let's call them personal expectations. The kind that would make your grandma clutch her pearls. You feel me? So how did Meek react? Can you imagine being in his shoes? 1 minute you're living your best life, and the next you're faced with a choice that could change everything. The tea is, Meek was shook. He knew this wasn't just about saying yes or no to a business deal. This was about deciding what kind of man he wanted to be. And let's be real, saying no to Diddy ain't exactly a smart career move. This is a man who can make or break artists with a single phone call. Turning him down? That's like telling the godfather of hip-hop to kick rocks. It could have meant the end of Meek's career before it really took off. But here's the thing about Meek, he ain't no pushover. The streets are saying he stood his ground. He looked Diddy straight in the eye and said, nah, that ain't me. Can you believe it? In an industry where people would sell their own mama for a shot at the big time, Meek Mill said no to one of the biggest offers of his life.
And that's real talk, bruh. My man, you go to a party, dog, and the nigga got the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mills up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all the other shit, and he was searching for some online gay porn and all that other shit like that.
Oh, wow.
That shit is crazy, bro. But listen, those are what, you know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this shit. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy. But he put himself in that position.
So what exactly did Diddy offer? It ain't the kind of thing you put in writing, if you know what I mean, but let's just say it involved Meek spending a lot more quality time with Diddy. We're talking late-night private trips and always being on call. In exchange, Diddy was offering to take Meek's career to the next level. Hit tracks, big collabs, the works. Now, you might be thinking that don't sound so bad, but honey, this ain't just about making music. The streets are whispering that Diddy's offer came with some, let's call them, personal expectations. The kind that would make your grandma clutch her pearls. You feel me? So how did Meek react? Can you imagine being in his shoes? Choice that could change everything. That's like telling the godfather of hip-hop to kick rocks. It could have meant the end of Meek's career before it really took off. But here's the thing about Meek. He ain't no pushover. The streets are saying he stood his ground. Can you believe it? In an industry where people would sell their own mama for a shot at the big time, Meek Mill said no to one of the biggest offers of his life.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, come get the front shot of this.
Man.
Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, you know, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
Alright,
No,
16.
You're not ready.
16.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Josh.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you know, when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion?
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
Now, you might be wondering what was going through Meek's head. Well, it ain't hard to guess. On one hand, you've got fame, fortune, and a fast track to the top. On the other, your dignity, your independence, and the ability to look at yourself in the mirror every morning. The tea is, Meek knew that saying yes to Diddy and saying goodbye to a part of himself. It meant becoming someone's property, always at their beck and call. And for what? A few hit tracks and some fancy parties. Nah, Meek decided he'd rather make it on his own terms. But don't think for a second that this decision didn't come with consequences. The music industry ain't known for being forgiving, especially when you cross someone like Diddy. Meek was taking a big risk, potentially burning bridges and closing doors before they even opened.
Because there's a lot of beef going on right now. I mean, hip hop has almost become synonymous with beef. Academics and Meek Mill went back and forth. Did you see that exchange? I think Meek Mill put it out there that, you know, he wanted to start a podcast, who got a check from him or something like that. Academics replied, I got $1 million. Meek kind of felt like he's offended, like, yo, bro, I got more paper than you. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, hey, you put it out there. Meek put that out there. You know, sometimes we have to learn, like, I think we get caught up again. Public opinion. Meek probably felt offended that you even said something like quit playing with me, almost like you trolling. But what if Academics was for real? That's his lane. That's the only reason we know him. I never heard him DJ. Does he DJ for real?
Truth be told, matter of fact, I don't even see turntables.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
He don't even have that in the background.
Recognition and acknowledgement. We only recognize Academics for being a podcaster, right?
Yeah.
That's it. He DJ Academics. I never seen a nigga DJ. I never seen him in front of a turntable. I never seen a nigga rock a club or party. That don't mean he don't do that. So I'm going to acknowledge him as a podcaster, a influencer, a YouTuber, a vlogger, a streamer, whatever. But check this out. When you put that type of shit out there, you really can't get mad at how somebody responds to you. Because what if Academics really can't get Meek Mill? I'm seeing Meek do a lot of talking these days. Cause you almost got to. You got to talk. People got to know where your head at for you to stay relevant out here. Let's be for real. If you ain't dropping superstar smash records and doing smash movies or whatever, superstar hooper, smashing the baddest chick, whatever, like you gotta be a part of it. And I think Meek be having some good points sometimes, and I think Meek just be being Meek sometimes. You know, that's no diss or no offense, you know, but don't get mad at the man for saying he got $1 million. Bring me $1 million, Academics. I don't be fucking with some of the shit Academics be doing. Some of the shit I've been like, oh, okay, he was on point, but most of the time I be like, man, bro, just be going left with this shit. He stay in that little goddamn spot where he at. He protected, he talk shit, so I think Meek should go on and do a podcast though, shit, for real.
No, I think he should. I mean, you know, he do a lot of talking, as you said. People would listen to this man. Whether you agree with him, disagree with him, he's one of them dudes that when he talk, people pay attention.
You gotta.
Let me tell you, saying no to Diddy is one thing, but living with that decision is a whole other level of drama. The streets are saying Meek Mill was going through it after that fateful night. Can you imagine the thoughts running through his head? On one side, he's got his morals and his pride. On the other, the chance to be a superstar overnight. The pressure in this industry is no joke. It's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place, but the rock is made of gold and the hard place is lined with diamonds. Meek was probably thinking, do I take the easy road and become Diddy's right-hand man, or do I risk it all and try to make it on my own? Now, don't get it twisted. This ain't just about music. It's about power, control, and what a man is willing to do to get to the top. The streets are saying Meek was tossing and turning at night, wondering if he made the right call. Cause let's be real, saying no to Diddy is like telling the devil to take a hike. It's bold, but is it smart?
You know,
There you go with the shit.
Cause I can't get past this. Like, we talk about Meek Mill and talking. Meek Mill want everybody else to stop talking. Like, Meek want people to stop asking him if he's straight. Like, this man is going on a public campaign to say, I'm straight. I understand I was named in that Diddy lawsuit, but please don't think for a minute.
Cause again, man, I just told you, recognition and acknowledgement. Oh, I recognize that people are saying Meek is doing something and people are acknowledging that. And it's just so crazy. Like, all it take is a rumor, dog, and that shit is running. They running with that shit. All it take is a rumor, bro. All it take is a rumor, one rumor. A mother could just not fuck with you and put that shit out there. Let her put it out there with a skit or do it the right way or make a meme. That shit gonna stick, boy, and that shit gonna ride until you do something that overshadows it by 10 times.
Yo, but I mean, you've been in the public eye for over 20 years now.
Yeah.
So somebody like Meek Mill, why does he even respond? Like, real talk, like, why even breathe life into this thing? You know who you are.
Yeah, but a lot of times, man, let's be for real. If you're being paid, okay, let's say if you're making a living off of your integrity, you're making a living off of your credibility. It's not like Meek has this super huge corporate job and he just goes and sits in his corner office and he doesn't clock in because he has this crazy ass salary and he gets to go in and just do his job and go home at the end of the night to his family. It don't work like that.
You've got to understand, in this game, it's not just about talent. It's about who you know and who knows you. And Diddy, he knows everybody. So Meek's sitting there, probably thinking, did I just burn the biggest bridge in hip-hop? Am I going to be blacklisted? Will I ever get another chance like this? But here's the tea. It wasn't just about career moves. Meek was wrestling with some real moral dilemmas, the kind that make you question who you are and what you stand for. Because if he said yes to Diddy, sure, he might have been rolling in hit tracks and designer clothes, but at what cost? Lost his self-respect, his independence, his very identity. The streets are saying Meek was caught between two worlds, the glitzy, glamorous world Diddy was offering and the real, raw world he came from. And let me tell you, that's not an easy choice to make. It's like being offered a golden cage. Sure, it's shiny, but it's still a cage.
This man gotta take, like, if somebody book him, that means people gotta wanna see him. And when you start tarnishing someone's image, likeness, you know what I'm saying? Their integrity, when you start playing with that, you start playing with their bag. So if this is how this man eating, we ain't just talking about publishing because you gotta wait on pub checks. You gotta wait on that shit. We talking about nigga got a touchdown in the city and people gotta come out and fuck with you and rock with you. You know? Like, don't play with that. Don't play with the integrity of my brand. So I get it. You know, it's amazing because some people will tell you, no, just be quiet, let it blow over, let it subside, and everything will be fine. But then in our culture, you trying to teach us from this side of things, but You got to step in our world. Niggas over here like, bro, nigga ain't saying that. Must be true. You telling the nigga don't say nothing because then if the more you talk, people gonna believe it's real. Why give it, like what you said, why give it life? Nigga, I ain't giving it life. These motherfuckers talking about it, they giving it life. Every time I go somewhere, I see some shit, I'm just chilling. I'm sitting here with a fine ass broad and she just like, I'm like, what? Oh, no, what you laughing at? I wanna laugh too. What you laughing at? Yo ass, goddamn bitch. What? Memes and things. Like, nigga, nah. Like, it's just what it is. Like, I get it. Like, some niggas just don't want to be played with. It's just too many times. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I give you a perfect example. Watch this. Jamie Foxx. We just talked about him a few months ago, right? He was off the scene. We heard he had some type of medical emergency. Nobody knew what the fuck it was. And niggas was like, oh, that nigga did that. And he never said nothing for so long. But that's different. It was just something saying that he had a health scare, a medical emergency, right? But let it have been some shit where he was accused of doing something.
And let's not forget the pressure from his people. You know, his boys back in Philly were probably blowing up his phone, asking why he didn't take the deal. Man, you crazy. That's Diddy. You could have been set for life, but Meek had to look at the bigger picture. He had to ask himself, is this the kind of success I want? Is this how I want to be remembered? The internal struggle was real. Meek was probably pacing his room, weighing every pro and con. On one hand, he could have everything he ever dreamed of. On the other, he'd have to give up a piece of himself. It's like selling your soul, but instead of the devil, it's Diddy in a fancy suit. But you know what? Through all that doubt, all that pressure, Meek stood his ground. He decided that his integrity was worth more than any record deal or fancy party. And let me tell you, that takes guts in an industry where people would sell their grandma for a feature on a hot track. Meek Mill said, nah, I'm good. So what does this mean for me? Well, that's where things get really interesting, because saying no to Diddy is one thing, but dealing with the aftermath, that's a whole other level of drama. And trust me, the tea on that is scalding hot.
That could really tarnish his image. That nigga would have had a press run so motherfucking hard, you'd have thought he was running for president. That nigga would have been on this motherfucking ballot with goddamn Trump and goddamn Biden, nigga. You'd have thought he was running for president. You know what I'm saying?
Jock, can I say something?
Yeah. This show platform. This show.
He literally, you're off on that one. Because he, at the same time that
he showed up on the yacht,
else,
nigga. He showed up on the yacht once or twice.
Hold up. At the same time, everybody else was getting hit with these sexual allegations. Jamie Foxx got one too. He got one too. Him, New York Mayor Eric Adams.
Yeah, I ain't hear nothing about Jamie.
But the point
did he
is,
speak out about it?
No, that's the point. He let it go. Because, like, I'm not even going to address that.
Because they didn't put enough fire on it. Niggas had still been pushing that shit. He would have. He would have had no choice. You talking about a one and done type. Oh, you know, it's speculations that there could possibly be charges filed or litigations coming and lawsuits against
it was all over. It was across CNN.
You ain't talking about me. It was CNN. You done sat down so many times. You ain't never bring that shit up with me, did you? Did you?
No, and the reason I didn't, the reason I didn't,
I'm listening.
See, and this is just me.
Okay.
I don't walk in your shoes.
Right.
I walk down the street, don't nobody know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are in the public eye. But I believe that there are certain celebrities that people, I'm not going to say people don't want to see them win, but they can't wait to see.
You won't believe the tea I'm about to spill on how Meek Mill pulled off the escape of the century. This ain't just some regular thanks but no thanks situation. We're talking about a full-on Mission Impossible, hip-hop style. So here's the deal. Meek knew he couldn't just ghost Diddy like he was some random Tinder match. That's a one-way ticket to career suicide, you feel me. The streets are saying Meek had to get real strategic with his moves. He was playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers. First things first, Meek started distancing himself from Diddy's inner circle. No more wild parties, no more late-night studio sessions. He was like, sorry, I got plans every time Diddy's people came calling. But here's the smart part. He did it slow and steady, didn't want to raise any suspicions, you know. Now, you might be thinking, how did Meek pull this off without burning bridges? See, Meek ain't no dummy. He been building connections since day.
Them lose. People, Jamie Foxx he's a love guy.
Right.
He make people happy. He make people smile. Something like that come out about him, people are more willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
But there's other celebrities, the minute there's something come out, nigga, you on your own.
Because you got people who already envy. There's a such thing as
Correct.
envy and jealousy.
Correct.
You do what you doing so special outside of me, nigga. I look just as good as you, nigga. Nigga, I say some way more player shit than you say, nigga. I should be in your position. You got that, men and women. But I'm talking about, what I'm saying is, see, you kind of, you just on pad that. That shit wasn't no big thing about Jamie Foxx.
Why
as
wasn't
far as the sexual allegations, the sexual
he got a lawsuit just like everybody else.
He got a lawsuit, but is that shit on the forefront? Are we talking about it? It kind of went swept under the rug is what I'm saying. And it may have come at a time
because he didn't address it. He didn't address it, Jock.
Nah,
he let it go.
Nah, that ain't just it. It came and it went. Had that shit prolonged, he would have had to say something after a while. What I'm saying, that shit came and went. Sometimes some shit could come. It's like dodging a bullet, my nigga. Nigga shoot your shit up. Oh, shit. Shit, everybody all right? Everybody cool? All right, cool. Shit, let's get up out of here. Boom, 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 nothing. But if one of them bullets hit you, nigga, you gotta address that shit, boy. You got to go get me some bandages, nigga. Get me something, nigga. I don't want to die. I don't want to bleed out, nigga. Even if I don't go to the hospital, get me some help. Let's address this wound. That shit, like, woo. He ain't get hit for real. He ain't going through no Bill Cosby shit, nigga. Like, what I'm talking about, Bill Cosby was loved too and adorned by many, nigga. I'm talking about this, what you talking about, that shit was just.
But don't think for a second that this was all smooth sailing. Nah, Meek had to work harder than ever to prove himself. He was in the studio day and night, grinding like his life depended on it. And in this industry, it kind of did. The craziest part, all this drama might have actually helped Meek in the long run. People started seeing him as more than just another rapper. He became the guy who stood up to one of the biggest names in the game and came out on top. That's the kind of street cred you can't buy, honey. And let's talk about how Meek's career took off after all this mess. It was like watching a rocket ship blast off. His albums were climbing the charts faster than you can say dreams and nightmares.
Damn, they want to grab my phone and Google it. Like, what did they say? I don't really know. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's exempt for any of this shit. I'm just saying the difference is sometimes when we back to the whole situation topic, talking about Meek, sometimes certain shit, when it hit a certain way, that's like niggas taking direct shots at Meek. Niggas is making jokes and memes about a nigga. And this is amongst your peers. Like you on a tour, nigga, in a concert, you walking down the hallway, you hear niggas talking about, yeah, that nigga Meek, I heard that nigga Meek got that thing tooted up. What, nigga? You don't even want to be played with, nigga. So stop. You gonna say something. But these allegations that you talking about, like with Jamie, that shit was. I ain't even know nothing about it. You ain't even talk about it. We talk about everything.
No, we didn't.
You know what I'm saying? Now, had we came on here and I'm talking about it, you got Boosie talking about it, nigga, goddamn, they talking about it, them talking about it, Candace Owens saying some shit about it, Donald Trump, well, you know, Jamie Foxx, he's a funny guy, but hey, like, nigga gonna have to say something. But if it ain't really like directly like pop, 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 like a wound, niggas, you could kind of, you got enough money to just shut up. Let that shit clear up, blow over. So, I don't want to get too riled up because, I get a little adamant about certain shit because I know what it feel like. No, I'm just saying I know what it feel like when niggas saying crazy shit about you and you like, what, nigga? You looking around, nigga, like, what? What? Sometimes you gotta just let it go. But Meek one of them cats. Meek, like, he high strong already. Like, nigga, what? He ready to go. Nigga, Philly nigga, what, nigga? Nigga get high pitch and everything. Nigga be ready to go. Like, nigga, who you talking about, nigga? Come to my block, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't with that shit.
Diddy and Meek Mill had sex.
I mean, to each their own. And why would they not have sex when they're gay rappers?
Do you think Meek Mill's gay?
We all know he's gay.
Who's we?
Rick Ross know he's gay.
I didn't know. It's news to me.
Everybody, Rick Ross knows.
You think Rick Ross would sign a gay rapper?
Rick Ross knows he's gay, is what I said. Everybody know you paid me $2,000 to say that, right?
Me?
You only paid me $2,000?
To say Rick Ross is gay? No. No, to say Meek Mill is.
Okay, well, yeah, Meek
I didn't
Mills is gay.
I've never told you to say that anyone is
all
gay
right,
for the record.
So Meek Mills is gay.
No, he seemed very unhappy with that characterization.
I mean, that's just up to you. If you like, I heard you heard. Why what's up with Whack 100? Why Whack 100 wasn't here?
Meek Mill basically threatened to kill academics over spreading the information.
Why wasn't Whack 100 here? What happened to Whack 100?
He's not here typically on a Monday night at 9:30 p.m.
Oh, he has hours.
Well, yeah, typically he'll only come when we're recording.
He's a schedule.
It would be weird if he was just sitting around here.
Yes.
He's a busy guy.
Orlando Brown's crazy. I'm not showing up past 7:30.
It's kind of like you. You're only here when you're doing content, right? You're not going to just kick it all.
Where is what Whack, man?
You'd be
should have
welcome
been here
to
too, bro. You should have been
hang
here
out.
too. We had a great co-host, but bro, I thought you was gonna be in here talking that Mike Tyson type shit.
You like
know?
her? I thought you were going to riz her up a little bit more.
Ah, man, you know I'm married as man. I'm so addicted to my wife's vagina.
Vagina.
Can you look at her butt and rate it?
No,
She gets mad.
Man, I'm here because they came from my boy, bro. I don't give a fuck how much you paid me, bro. I was not gonna not come, but you was gonna have to just like throw me something this time. And that was dope. You did do that.
How about this? How about she has 60 seconds to say shit to you that will give you a boner?
Nah, man.
And then I'll check. I'll tap it and see.
No. fucking Adam, bro.
I mean, it's fine if you don't want to do it.
I'll tap it. I'll check so he can. If it makes you feel
that's even better. Yeah.
I'll tap it.
She'll
I'll be
tap
like,
it. Adam No
and I'll
Jumper
confirm.
is Danielle.
Danielle.
Bergoli?
No, Danielle.
Who's
Okay.
Danielle?
Danielle.
That could be anybody.
I'm married to Adam.
You're
Oh no! I thought you were the only one I didn't have sex with.
He the only one that was like, nah, nigga, he ain't lying, cuz.
What?
Nah, you good, bro. I'll leave you alone.
I'm already married.
But I promise you on the phone. I was like, all right, I'm gonna tell him, and he was like, you better. I was
Is
like,
your wife here?
Yeah, Adam.
I said myself. Sorry, Adam.
If there was another woman out there, you would have noticed her.
Actually, no. Miley is your wife.
Okay, so
You're
we
married
got it.
to
All right, so at least we're saying that we all got it. So what the fuck is y'all smoking on?
That's a flaming trash can. You want?
Oh, give him that
You're
big
gonna get
fat.
high.
Give him that fat one.
I think they already got smoked. King Palm.
Smoke with me.
An incredible weed company. You want to smoke that?
All right, come on,
I would
smoke
love
with
to see
me.
you get high.
Fine, smoke with me.
I don't know if you can handle it.
See me get high?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
bro.
off weed, not that other stuff.
It looks nice. You have a lighter? Anyone have a lighter?
There you go.
The actor recently did an interview where he said that Diddy called him and asked him to come to his hotel room at 2 a.m. He said, "Who's over there right now?" No, it's just me. And he said his wife was looking at him crazy and everything else like that. I don't necessarily see a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? If a mogul calls me to want to have a business meeting with me at 2 a.m. in his room, so what? I would do it.
I mean, we're men.
Yeah.
It better be some money out the deal.
Right.
Because if I get up at 2 a.m., I go over there, and he says, I really like your jacket.
Make sure you wear your jacket when you come over.
Bring that special jacket. We gonna move some furniture. Where's the jacket? Then we were so wild, man. You know how it was.
Yeah, I can imagine if you're a woman and a man asks you to come to her hotel room at 2 a.m. and you know you're a little unsure about, but if it's a man asking another man,
like I say,
I would do it. I wouldn't see a problem with it.
It better be some business. It better be some money.
Okay.
When I walk out here, be like, oh man.
I mean, what's he gonna do? Hold me down and rape me in the room?
Where's the jacket? Where's the jacket? Give it to me. Where's Trey Songz?
Well, but you know what's crazy? There's a new lawsuit accusing Diddy of sexual assault, whatever, from a man, and in the paperwork, it's implied that Meek Mill and Usher were somehow involved in this whole situation.
See, I don't know.
Did you ever see the picture though of Meek Mill and Puffy with matching outfits?
Stop playing. Stop playing.
I wouldn't do.
But don't think for a second that this was all smooth sailing. Nah, Meek had to work harder than ever to prove himself. He was in the studio day and night, grinding like his life depended on it. And in this industry, it kinda did. The craziest part, all this drama might have actually helped Meek in the long run. People started seeing him as more than just another rapper. He became the guy who stood up to one of the biggest names in the game and came out on top. That's the kind of street cred you can't buy. Honey, and let's talk about how Meek's career